Kelvin's Monday morning was wrapped in excitement, his crisp navy suit clashing perfectly with his bright smile. It was his first day at Thompson and Hart Legal Associates, one of the most respected law firms in the city. What no one knew, except the man at the very top, was that Kelvin wasn't just any rookie hire. He was the youngest son of Maxwell Thompson, the firm's elusive managing director. Maxwell had kept it quiet on purpose. He wanted Kelvin to earn respect, not inherit it. As Kelvin walked through the glass doors, he was met with warm handshakes, friendly nods, and curious glances. Most people seemed genuinely happy to see a fresh face. Most people. In the corner of the open plan office, two employees, Martin and Claire, exchanged a glance so sour it could curdle milk. Martin, a senior paralegal who had been eyeing a promotion for years, and Claire, the office's self-proclaimed queen of efficiency, were convinced Kelvin was here to take their spots. And in their heads, the problem wasn't just competition, it was his skin color. From the moment Kelvin sat at his workstation, the games began. Missing staplers, accidentally deleted files, coffee orders that never arrived. Subtle but deliberate. The kind of petty warfare that makes you wonder if you're imagining it until you realize you're not. What they didn't know was that Maxwell had been quietly observing. Security cameras, positioned at just the right angles, were recording every petty stunt. A few colleagues noticed the tension and whispered warnings to Martin and Claire, urging them to quit it. But Martin just smirked and said, "We're just testing the newbie." Like and subscribe if you want to see where this disaster is headed, because trust me, the explosion will be worth it. By Wednesday, the tension had thickened like old gravy. Kelvin kept his composure, smiling through every microaggression with a calm that irritated Martin and Claire even more. That's the thing about racists. They hate when you refuse to crumble. Claire's fake smile was starting to twitch, like a bad Botox job, while Martin's sarcasm was so sharp it could slice through the office's glass walls. Kelvin had just finished drafting a contract when he noticed his desk drawer slightly ajar. Inside, his personal notepad, filled with case notes, was gone. He glanced across the room to see Martin pretending to type while sliding that same notepad into his own drawer. Smooth as a drunk elephant. At lunch, Claire accidentally spilled a protein shake all over Kelvin's blazer, gasping in mock horror. "Oh my gosh, I'm so clumsy," she squealed, not even attempting to clean it up. Other employees shifted uncomfortably, some looking down at their salads to avoid getting involved. But a few, especially the interns, were quietly recording the incidents on their phones. Kelvin played it cool, but in the reflection of the break room's glass wall, he saw the faint red light of a security camera blinking above the coffee machine. His father's cameras, his father's office, his father's silent witness to every insult. Back upstairs, a junior associate slipped Kelvin a note under the table. "They're making fools of themselves. The boss sees everything. Just wait." Kelvin folded it without a word, but his grin grew by just a fraction. Viewers, if you're enjoying watching these two dig their own graves, smash that like button, because the deeper they go, the sweeter the ending. Thursday morning came with the smell of burnt coffee and brewing karma. Martin strutted into the office like he just closed a billion-dollar case, only to nearly trip over a loose cable. Claire snickered, sipping her latte like the queen of petty. Kelvin walked in wearing a crisp navy suit and a tie that screamed confidence. Not a wrinkle on him. He greeted everyone warmly, even Martin and Claire, which somehow made their faces tighten further. That's the thing about kindness. It's like acid on guilt. During a team meeting, Martin took a jab. Some people here think they can just waltz in and get special treatment because of who they know. His voice dripped with venom, and the room went silent except for the hum of the AC. Claire chimed in. "Exactly. It's not fair to those of us who've actually earned our spot." The senior associates exchanged glances. A few shook their heads. Kelvin simply leaned back, tapping his pen, not saying a word. Silence can be louder than any insult. Just then, the door opened, and in walked the managing director himself, Kelvin's father. The room froze. He didn't smile, didn't greet anyone, just crossed his arms and said, "I've been reviewing footage." Martin's smirk wavered. Claire's latte suddenly didn't taste so good. The MD's gaze was stone cold. "Before I say another word, Martin, Claire, would you like to explain your behavior this week?" Viewers, if you think the storm is about to hit, drop a comment because the wind is already howling. Martin tried to speak, but his voice cracked like an old radio. Sir, we were just, joking around. Claire chimed in. Yeah, nothing serious. We were just joking. The MD's tone was so sharp you could slice concrete with it. He reached into his folder, pulled out still shots from the office security cameras, and slapped them on the table. Each picture was a masterpiece of shame. Martin rolling his eyes at Kelvin's handshake, Claire hiding documents from his desk, the two of them whispering and pointing at him during meetings. The room was dead silent except for the faint hum of the air conditioning. Even the office plant looked embarrassed. The MD's voice dropped lower, each word like a gavel strike. This firm doesn't tolerate incompetence, and it sure as hell doesn't tolerate discrimination, especially against my son. Pack your things. You're done here. Martin went pale, mumbling something about rent. Claire tried to cry, but her mascara betrayed her, streaking down like guilty ink. The kicker? As they shuffled toward the exit, the MD nodded to Kelvin. Oh, and son, escort them out. Personally. Kelvin stood, straightened his tie, and with the calm of a king in his own court, opened the door for them. Careful on the way out. Don't trip on all that wasted potential. The rest of the office erupted, not in applause, but in the kind of quiet respect you can't buy. If that comeback didn't hit harder than a freight train, you're watching the wrong stories. Like, comment and subscribe, because karma always collects.